Hello everyone. Thank you very much for tuning in this video. My name is Seth from Moose Plaid Mountaineer. I will be your Victorinox knife professor, and I want to give a shout out to all who left their comments below and in previous videos. And as for someone like myself who enjoys reading your comments and opinions and input, I really appreciate the feedback and the interactions that you give. Remember, because of all these comments and feedback and input that you give in these videos, in your own way, you are not only helping me become better, but you're also making the channel better. And for that, I thank you with the most sincere gratitude that I can give. And if any of you are new to the channel, thank you very much for watching. And if there are any questions and Victorinox Swiss Army knife topics you wish for me to address, let me know in the comments section, and I will do my best to create a video based upon the most common questions and inquiries. And do not forget, if you like the content of this video, please click the like and subscribe button on the bottom left of the video screen. Okay? So without further ado, the title of this video is the Victorinox Executive, the Godfather of the Godfather of the Victorinox Swiss Army knife, the secret influence to its inspiration explained. Okay? The Victorinox Executive is often revered as the ideal gentleman's Swiss Army knife because of its deliberately putting together tool set. It is a lean, refined, and purposeful Swiss Army knife. The size and style of the Victorinox Executive perfectly representing intuitive compactness, elegance, and genuine useful function while creating and establishing real-world Victorinox EDC value with the tool set the Victorinox Executive offers. And it also helps create simple yet successful everyday blueprints for simple fixes and small repairs, and general grooming hygienic practices in a common everyday routine. And because of this, the Victorinox Executive feels at home in a suit pocket or a keyring, yet it isn't classy enough and elegant enough to where the people who carry a Victorinox Executive, or I should say, those who see others have a Victorinox Executive, have it remain as an unseen or subtle everyday carry, but rather it gives a firm statement of pure gentleman capability. This is why people treat the Victorinox Executive as the most ideal and nearly perfected gentleman's EDC Victorinox knife. It is also worth mentioning that since the Victorinox Executive was sadly discontinued, it doesn't mean that people have forgotten the pure ingenuity and elegance of the Victorinox Executive. A similar thought I shared in a few videos back, okay? Rather, people who absolutely value having a well-balanced tool set in their pocket or close and immediate within reach are and do actively seek out Victorinox models that are in striking resemblance in functionality and in their appearance that best demonstrates that large void that the Victorinox Executive has left upon so many people over the years. My father, ever since I was a little kid, always had a Victorinox Swiss Army knife inside his pocket for many, many years, okay? Ever since I was a little child. The very model that he carried every single day was and still is the Victorinox Executive, okay? He would give it to me if I had to cut my nails, and when I was a very small kid, he would pull out the Victorinox Executive here and cut my nails with the exact style design scissors, okay? He would let me clean out underneath my nails with the little kind of nail cleaner. He would help me. He would promote good hygienic practices with me while I got to use his Victorinox Swiss Army Executive, okay? And that was always a great memory from my childhood on multiple occasions. And I know many of you have similar memories that you can recall from your childhood of either a family member, whether it's your dad, uncle, or someone in your family when you were a little kid who always carried a Swiss Army knife on them, and the moments where you either saw them use it or you got to use it. And so my open question for you is, share with me in the comments section the moments you remember when you used a Swiss Army knife, either for the first time or in a repetitive instance, whether it was with your dad or family member or friend, and share those with me. I'd like to hear some of your stories. I think it's good, and it's good for the soul to reminisce on certain aspects of that of our lives as life continues to move forward. Anyways, I don't want to digress too much, okay? So, but in regards to the Victorinox executive here, I really do think that the Victorinox compact here embodies the very spirit of the Victorinox executive through restraint without necessarily sacrificing any level of EDC capability, offering just enough function and toolset utility to handle daily tasks with classiness and elegance. And that's what I just want to talk about today a little bit. I'll move these out of the way, okay? So what you have here in the Victorinox compact, okay, for many of you watching, this is common knowledge, but if you're watching for the first time and are curious about the compact, let's go through the tool set. You have your full-size pair of scissors here, okay? You also have a full-size blade, and then you have your combo tool, okay? These are the 3 select tools that you will carry while carrying your Victorinox compact, okay? The blade is a hardened stainless steel. It is a very good and well-balanced grade stainless. Somebody that goes through a variety of tasks and to-do lists in a welding environment, and knowing which blades I can use for which tasks. When it comes to all-around blades, you really can't get much better than a Victorinox blade. It stays sharp for a good amount of time, but it's also easy to sharpen, okay? Because it's not your hardest stainless steel, but it is a very respectable and workable stainless steel, okay? And that's why I like the knife blades, okay? Here, on your 4-in-1 combo tool here, which is your flathead screwdriver, your corner Phillips driver, bottle cap opener, and wire stripper that you see there, okay, offers a specific level of capability that is unprecedented in almost any other Victorinox Swiss Army knife that doesn't have this particular tool, because of how much function it adds into just this one little tool. And then of course your scissors, they're as precision and as sharp as you'll be able to get when it comes to the uses that you can put toward for your scissors, and they're virtually endless, okay, just about. On the back side, what you do have is you have your corkscrew, okay, it comes with a micro screwdriver. You also have a pen here, okay, for all sorts of uses. Main uses I've got it, used it for is for splinters, for taking them out. There's a man who mentioned on his YouTube channel that he used it to actually push out the pins to replacing a watch band on his watch. And I thought that was really clever, and the next time I do that, I'll have to give it a test out and try it. You also get a parcel hook, okay? I love this parcel hook very much. I think it's a very handy and it's very useful. My personal opinion is I don't think a single individual should carry a Swiss Army pocket knife without a parcel hook on it, because I find them that useful, okay? And now, because it also is the compact, you have plus scales, which mean that you have a ballpoint pen, okay? Pressurized ballpoint pen, mind you. Normally comes with a toothpick, but I've replaced it with a ferrocerium rod, okay, for making it fire capable. And then of course you have your tweezers. So those are the tool sets that is the tool set of the Victorinox compact, okay? If you look carefully, you can notice that this does reflect upon the spirit of the executive, whose heritage emphasized and mirrored a certain level of finesse over distinctive brute function that you can get on other Victorinox Swiss Army knives, okay? The elegance of the Victorinox compacts begins with its variety. Now, if I were to open these tool up, and so you have the comparison option, I should have done that. I have a really bad habit of doing that, my apologies. So you have your scissors, right? You have your combo tool, okay? And then you have open it on the wrong side, okay? And there we go, right there. We'll do that, okay. Awesome, okay. There it is, okay. See if I can get that into the picture right there, okay. You have that, and then let's see if I can get this one back in the picture. This one's gonna be a little bit tougher, but we'll see if I can get it in here. Okay, there it is, okay. So, comparatively speaking, okay, in many ways, the Victorinox compact continues real Victorinox traditions that is found in the Victorinox executive by offering ideal usefulness with a small Victorinox EDC footprint, okay? The design of the Victorinox compact, right, okay, is oriented with a specific tool set that cleverly integrates 4-in-1 capability, right, the combination tool, that follows the same spirit of innovation and multifunction and efficiency, yet intelligent and graceful enough as to not offer any overwhelming clutter, which is an identifying characteristic as a modern gentleman's Victorinox Swiss Army EDC carry. Okay, now, if you guys remember, I had another one here, this guy, okay? This is the Victorinox Climber, which blends a well-balanced traditional Victorinox Swiss Army knife that is practical with an elevated sense of readiness, making it an excellent gentleman's Victorinox Swiss Army knife for those who want refinement without fulfilling the need of sacrificing that time-tested functionality feel, okay? This is, yes, it is a little bit thicker than the Victorinox Executive and definitely thicker than the Victorinox Compact with the 3-layer configuration of the Victorinox Climber. But what you do have in it is you have your full-size scissors, okay, right? You have your corkscrew right here, okay? You also have on the front line of the tool set here, you have your, what I call the two brothers. You have your 3mm Phillips and can opener. Here you have your 3-in-1 tool, which is your flathead screwdriver, wire stripper, and can opener, okay? This, along with the other tools on top here, you have your full-size blade and your smaller sized pin blade, okay? So allowing the Victorinox Climber to move, how do I say this? So with all these tools that you have on the Victorinox Climber, being the fact that it is just a little bit thicker than, one layer thicker than the Victorinox Compact, allows you to more seamlessly move around from, say, office to outdoor, or into a social gathering, or to undertake a general first aid task in a whim, okay? The Victorinox Climber gives a strong resonating echo of the Victorinox Executive's original purpose, in my opinion, okay? A more refined gentleman's Victorinox pocket knife, subtle enough for both professional and casual environments, okay? The Victorinox Climber expands upon the idea that by offering a more robust tool set comparatively against the Victorinox Executive, the adaptability of the Climber, now a newly formed EDC statement, formed, right, from the Victorinox Climber essentially, shines in a dignified and nearly dignified and ready kind of fashion than most other knives. Also, if you consider carefully the design and philosophy of the Victorinox Climber, the Victorinox Climber demonstrates its physicality and a non-threatening social emphasis in its own well-balanced EDC capabilities. And what I mean by that is the following. Here, let me move the Executive out of the way just so you guys can see this, right? So you have your, the two brothers here, right? You have your, your 3mm flathead screw, 3mm Phillips driver and can opener, your flathead screwdriver, bottle cap opener, and wire stripper, along with your scissors, okay, and then your knife blades, okay. There we go, get that up a little bit right there, okay. And then of course you have your corkscrew in the back, and this one just has, because it's the Climber, it has the, trying to pull it out. Let's see here, what could I use? I'll leave it closed for now, okay, because I don't want to take up too much time. My apologies, okay? So, right, so the Victorinox Climber demonstrates its physicality and non-threatening social emphasis on its well-balanced EDC capabilities, just as the Victorinox Executive has done for so many, as to properly and correctly place real value in its desirable tool sets that have always enhanced daily and social interactions, creating intrigue and fascination from opening a box or opening your mail, cutting or trimming loose threads, or assisting you in some sort of everyday hygienic needs with a perfect and absolute resolve, showing forth real life Victorinox EDC intelligence. The Victorinox Climber takes these principles and gives them a more classic Swiss Army treatment with full-size tools that still very much invoke a real gentleman's conduct. Best showcased by its classic design of the Victorinox Swiss Army intelligence, okay? With such classy EDC tools on the Victorinox Climber as the scissors and the corkscrew, in particular, they feel like a respectful salutation to the Victorinox Executive's heritage and its engineered tool set to create a Swiss Army knife suited for a much more broad and traditionally planned for expectations. Ultimately, if you were to put both of them out here between, say, if I close it up just a hair, okay, we'll just do that, okay. Ultimately, both the Victorinox Compact and the Victorinox Climber stand as Victorinox's most proper and classy examples of well-balanced Victorinox EDC tool sets that have literally synthesized the DNA of the Victorinox Executive in these two different yet closely relatable Victorinox models that are a demonstration and continual testament of implementing a clear and gentlemanly EDC philosophy. The Victorinox Compact, seen as a natural successor to the Victorinox Executive's minimalist charm, while the Victorinox Climber, on the other hand, is a more clear and deliberate reflection of the Victorinox Executive, taking its social utility and expanding it into a a more fuller classic Victorinox Swiss Army knife profile for everyone else to enjoy. Together, they demonstrate how the Victorinox executive quietly shaped Victorinox's understanding of what a gentleman's Swiss Army knife should be, which is intelligent, capable, refined, socially acceptable, and non-threatening, and most important, never too excessive. Finally, the Victorinox Compact, in my opinion, and the Victorinox Climber, despite the fact of being very distinct and striking in appearance, models that represent a quiet and alluring confidence of Victorinox EDC design and philosophy, the argument still remains. Okay, which one best complements the Victorinox Compact? Because let's be honest, the knife should feel intelligent. It should feel purposeful. It needs to give a clear statement that is socially amicable in its problem-solving capabilities, and most definitely not menacing. The Victorinox Compact showcases these very important qualities. It's a true gentleman, a true gentleman who seeks for in a capable Victorinox EDC the best example of wide variety minimalism. Lean in its layers, efficient in toolset engineering, and clever in its innovative problem-solving capabilities. The Victorinox Climber embodies that classic gentleman's physique of reliability and well-balanced and civilized toolset. Okay, both the Victorinox Compact and the Victorinox Climber echoes of the Victorinox executive's refined legacy. Okay, a ready tool set, but also in different ways. One through innovation and reduction, and the other through classic heritage and more gentlemanly refinement, as if it were. Okay. But between the two, I really think that the Victorinox Compact is the model that most clearly inspired by the Victorinox is the model that is most clearly inspired by the Victorinox executive. It is its minimalist sophistication, the focus on grooming and everyday honing in on that intentional tool set that is all feel like a direct evolution of the Victorinox executive's philosophy. The Victorinox Climber carries that executive influence, but the Victorinox Compact completely embodies it, of that exact Victorinox executive EDC legacy. Okay, so please tell me your thoughts. Again, which Victorinox Swiss Army knife reminds you most of the Victorinox executive, and if there are any other Victorinox Swiss Army knives that you remember using in times past, in those early years of childhood, that either are still in circulation or not in circulation, which one is it? And which Victorinox model do you now carry that is closest to it? I will have the information of the these current Victorinox models in the comments section below, so please check them out. And remember just how wonderful your childhood years were while experiencing that adventurous learning curve of using your favorite Victorinox Swiss Army knife. And please, if you enjoy the content of this video that you see here, don't forget to like and subscribe. Again, my name is Seth, your Victorinox knife professor from Moose Plaid Mountaineer, and I will see you in the next video.